1. Government approves capital goods policy, aims 21 million new jobs. GS Paper 2, Government Policies and Schemes. Why is it in news recently? The Cabinet has approved a first-ever national capital goods policy that seeks to reduce reliance on imported equipment by incentivizing domestic production. The policy seeks to increase production of capital goods from Rs 2.3 lakh crore in 2014-15 to Rs 7.5 lakh crore in 2025. It also raises direct and indirect employment from the current 84 lakh to 3 crore. Salient features of the policy. The policy aims to increase exports from the current 27% to 40% of production by providing an enabling environment for the industry, which will include a long-term and stable duty structure. It will increase the share of domestic production in India's demand from 60% to 80%, thus making India a net exporter of capital goods. Facilitate improvement in technology depth across subsectors, ensure mandatory standards, increase skill availability and promote growth and capacity building of MSMEs. Seeks to address some of the key issues including availability of finance, raw material, productivity, quality and environment-friendly manufacturing practices, innovation and technology, creating domestic demand and promoting exports. Enhance Indian-made capital goods export through a heavy industry export and market development assistance scheme, HEMDA. What will be the impact of capital goods manufacturing on Indian economy? If capital goods manufacturing happens in India, along with the manufacturing that is going to happen downstream, the entire economy gets fillip. India can be the net exporter of capital goods as against the net importer currently. The new policy will also play a pivotal role in overall manufacturing as the pillar of strength to the vision of Make in India. The policy will boost domestic production. It will help in realizing the vision of building India as the world-class hub for capital goods. It will make standards mandatory in order to reduce substandard machine imports and provide opportunity to local manufacturing units. 2. Thermal power plants leading to spike in SO2, NO2, study. GS Paper 3, Environment and Ecology, Air Pollution. Why is it in news recently? Clusters of thermal power plants in northern India were the sources of growth in emissions of highly toxic and reactive gases in the past few years, says the report. The report titled Out of Sight, How Coal Burning Advances India's Air Pollution Crisis by Greenpeace India used satellite imagery from 2009 to 2015. The survey was conducted in the areas that had thermal power plants in Madhya Pradesh's Singrauli, Chhattisgarh's Korba and Roygarh, Odisha's Angul, Maharashtra's Chandrapur, Gujarat's Mundra and the National Capital Region, and were behind the growth in emissions of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. What does the report say about rise in emissions? As per the report, emissions of the toxic sulfur dioxide gas increased by 31% from 2009 to 2015. The emissions of nitrogen dioxide, which is highly reactive, increased by 20% during the same period. Both these gases react in the air to form secondary particles, which account for a major chunk of Delhi's pollution. The Greenpeace report showed that the concentration of fine particulate matter, PM2.5, rose by 13% in the past 5 years. In Delhi, though the power generation was limited, emission from thermal plants in the national capital region was affecting air quality in the city. The government notified norms for sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide emissions in December 2015, but these have not been implemented, says expert. New norms of emission standards for thermal plants. Under the revised norms, the new power plants, to be commissioned from January 1, 2017 onwards, will have to achieve zero wastewater discharge standard by putting up adequate captive infrastructure. All upcoming power plants will be given environmental clearance only after getting such commitments under the new norms. The new standards are aimed at reducing emission of PM10, particulate matter, sulfur dioxide, and oxide of nitrogen, which will in turn help in bringing about an improvement in the ambient air quality (AAQ) in and around thermal power plants.